plan focuses on burying those feeder lines in certain neighborhoods, mostly outside of the downtown area, instead of burying them all underground. What do you make about that part of the strategy?
Well, that's really what one of the reasons why the costs are contained, and one of the reasons that I felt comfortable supporting it, because those 60 feeders that have been selected are the feeders that have been the worst performing feeders traditionally, and how that is assessed or calculated is based upon the frequency and the duration of their outages. They call them the SAFE and SAIDI indices, but those measure, how long people are out and how frequently they are out. And the selected feeders are those that have been consistently and traditionally poor performing. And what has happened during the process is that Pepco is required to maintain its system, and these feeders have, in many instances, been repeat feeders. Where they're on the list continually, and repeatedly, even though certain repairs have been made. Now, the studies have shown that, particularly in those areas where these are overhead wires, they are subject to, deterioration. And in addition, they're subject to being harmed or downed when we have severe weather conditions. And so by burying them underground, you mitigate that possibility significantly.
But we know people who live in areas where parts of the grid are already underground, and they complain about service problems. And now people have been calling me this morning saying, what about flooding problems in those areas where the grid is underground?
Well, first of all, the city is about already 60% underground. And so when you look at it, when you think of the outages that we've had, what you have is that 40% that's really causing the problem, the overall problem in the city. So you need to, this identifies those and makes it a subset of that 40% where the problem is increasing. Now, undergrounding is not a panacea for everything, and there are problems associated with undergrounding. For example, if there is a problem underground, it is usually more difficult to restore it, to repair it. It's
Not
takes
as easily
longer.
accessible.
Yes, it's not as easily accessible traditionally. Now that's been mitigated somewhat by advances in technology, particularly with the new undergrounding sites. There have been advances in technology where they will be able to, repair the conduits or repair the problem going through manholes, and things of that nature. Plus, the equipment that's being put underground will be newer and less likely to malfunction.